Hello and welcome to A Beer with Wraggy. I'm putting a few more out there these days. So today's Beer with Wraggy is all about. Um, 1 minute, let me find one. There we go. We've got tankards. So it's all about beer festivals and size um, of the what they can serve. So this is from Robin Hood Beer Festival, 2021, and it was a good beer festival as well. To be fair, um, so you've got there the third of a pint, and you've also got the half of the pint. Now that's all well when it comes to lower ABV beers, anything from 3 to 6%. Yeah, that's great. A third or a half, I think, is a nice measure. Let me wet my whistle. However, as imperial stouts come into play, for me, you've got the third there. There should be one here, a fifth, a sixth. A perfectly, for me, one, it gives the chance of people to try stronger beers but pay less because I'll give you an example. This year, Nottingham's Robin Hood Craft Beer Festival, we had 23% beer from Navigation Brewery. I actually poured it out and served people. Uh, really weird. But Dom and Craig and Johnny, lovely people, and the other team that were there, from Navigation Brewery and their pubs. And it was 7 tokens to get that. So yeah, it was pricey for what. Um, but to be able to do a sixth or a fifth or sixth, that gives a lot more people the chance to try that beer. If you want a budget, for one, if you don't want to drink too much, which a lot of people are like that, for two, um, it opens up a bigger world. And for me, beer festivals now, the craft beer festivals and the camera beer festivals need to have that extra marking. It's not hard. It's not overly, not, it's not undoable. It's just a case of putting a bloody line on the glass and agreeing on the price for the beer itself. But I certainly think sometimes a third, yeah, a third of a pint's not a lot to drink. But when it's 14, 15%, uh, it can be quite the hurdle. Now you imagine a six. So if we're looking at the craft beer festival last year in Nottingham, a third was literally between £5 and possibly 5.56 quid, depending on the percentage of beer. So if you bring that down to a sixth, that opens the doors for it to being £3, £2.50, and then that also opens the doors to a lot more people being able to enjoy something that is going to be an immense beer and try more beers. So no one really loses out. You'll still get the sales for those people who care about sales more than public health. But you'll also get people trying lots more beers, which, as a beer reviewer, I want to try as many beers as possible. So even at your Robin Hood Beer Festivals, like Nottingham's Robin Hood Beer Festival this year, Nottingham Craft Beer Festival, I personally think that a 1/6, 1/5, whichever connotation you want to go by, I think it would be an amazing addition. It would say that if you want to drink less, but you still want to drink those top end beers, then you can. On a budget, yes. But for those who want to drink and want to enjoy as many different of the big beers, then that is a way to go. You know, Most people probably won't do it, but a lot of people will. What it also does, in a strange way, let me whistle again. It needs wetting. What it also does, it gives you the ability to say, we don't do samples because you get the what's it called, the untapped generation that there just to tick off boxes. I can have a sample of that, mate. Yeah, yeah. And these people, and I don't do that at all. One, I'm not cheeky enough anyway. Two, I'd rather buy the beer. If I'm not interested, I'm not bloody interested in a beer. I'd rather just buy the beer and go from there. But it gives festivals the chance to say, right, this year, because of the cost of living crisis, we're introducing a new 1/6 line for those who want to sample the beer and for those drinking high ABV beers. Come on, camera. I know you guys sometimes watch these beer reviews and whatever whether you do or don't, but I'm reaching out to the whole beer community and saying that it makes sense to have a half, third, sixth. Sixth can be for samples, but it also can be for lowering the high end ABV beers down to something where you can get a 6 and you can say, do you know something? Bloody love that, and go further. Less freeloading, more um, more profit in some ways, to help the beer community this year. But also a good chance, especially for me, it's the beer reviewers mark 1/6. It just gives me the chance, unless it's a beer I really, really want to have a lot of, to say, right, that's it. So what do people think? I'm going to throw it back to you now. So I'm going to throw it back to people who are CAMRA members, people who work in breweries, craft beer festivals. What do you think? Um, I don't mind putting that word out. 20 odd years. I've been doing beer reviews for 4 years, but I've been doing internet for 20 odd years. Chucking the question back out to the community. I'm much more than just somebody who sups a bloody beer and talks shite about it. I've been doing this for years. Some sort of journalist in a fashion, at least. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think it's a course that we need to go down? I personally think it's an amazing course, and this is going live tomorrow, which is going to be Monday. It's gonna go on about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock time, and I'm going to tag in everyone, and let's see if it happens. I think it should happen. I think it's a necessary step. We'll see how it goes. And in any case, cheers everyone. Wraggy's Beer Review signing out.